Welcome to Knowing About Islam, where we explore the beauty and wisdom of Islamic stories. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell to join our journey of faith and inspiration. Let's get started. By 619 CE, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was enduring intense persecution in Mecca. The Quraysh tribe, who controlled the city, rejected his message of monotheism, mocked him, and subjected his followers to boycotts and violence. This year, known as the Year of Sorrow, was particularly devastating. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, lost his beloved wife, Khadija, his emotional and financial supporter, and his uncle Abu Talib, who provided tribal protection. Without Abu Talib's influence, the Quraysh intensified their hostility, leaving Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, increasingly vulnerable. Hoping to find new allies and spread Islam, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, decided to visit Taif, a prosperous town about 60 miles southeast of Mecca, known for its fertile lands, vineyards, and the powerful Thaqif tribe. He sought either acceptance of his message or protection to continue his mission in Mecca. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, undertook the arduous journey to Taif on foot, accompanied only by his freed slave and adopted son, Zayd ibn Haritha. The desert trek was physically demanding, but Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was driven by his commitment to his divine mission. Upon arriving in Taif, he sought an audience with the town's three leading brothers of the Thaqif tribe, Abd Yalal, Masudi, and Habib, sons of Amr ibn Umair. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, presented his message, calling them to worship one God and abandon idolatry. However, the leaders rejected him outright. They mocked his prophethood, insulted him, and dismissed him as insignificant. One reportedly said, "If God chose you as a prophet, he must have run out of better options." Their rejection was not only verbal but steeped in arrogance, as they saw no advantage in supporting a man without tribal power or wealth. The leaders' rejection escalated into violence. To further humiliate Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, they incited the town's youth, slaves, and common folk to drive him out. A mob gathered, hurling insults and pelting Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and Zayd with stones as they fled Taif. The barrage was relentless. Stones struck Prophet Muhammad's, peace be upon him, legs, head, and body, causing deep wounds and severe bleeding. Zayd tried to shield him, placing himself between Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and the attackers, but both were injured. The assault continued until they were forced out of the city, pursued by the jeering crowd. Exhausted, wounded, and heartbroken, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and Zayd sought refuge in a vineyard or garden a few miles outside Taif, owned by two Meccan Quraysh brothers, Utbah and Shayba ibn Rabi'ah, who had property there. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, collapsed under a tree or vine, his clothes soaked with blood, his spirit weighed down by rejection. This moment was one of the lowest in his life, as he later described Taif as one of his most painful experiences. As Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, rested, a significant moment occurred, recorded in Islamic tradition. The angel Gabriel appeared, accompanied by the angel of the mountains, and addressed Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, with respect and concern. Gabriel conveyed that Allah had witnessed his suffering and offered divine retribution. If Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, wished, the angel of the mountains could crush Taif by bringing the two surrounding hills, Akshabain, together, annihilating the town and its people. Despite his physical pain and the emotional weight of rejection, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, refused this offer. He responded with remarkable mercy, saying, "No, I hope that from their descendants will come those who will worship Allah alone and not associate partners with him." He then prayed for the people of Taif, asking Allah to guide them rather than punish them. This act of forgiveness, in the face of such cruelty, underscores his character and his mission of mercy, as he later described himself as a mercy to all the worlds. Quran 21-107. While resting in the vineyard, Prophet Muhammad's, peace be upon him, kindness shone through in another interaction. The owners, Utbah and Shayba, were Quraysh elites who knew Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, from Mecca and were unsympathetic to his mission. However, seeing his pitiful state, they took pity and sent their Christian slave Ataz, a young man from Nineveh, modern-day Iraq, to offer him a plate of grapes. When Ataz approached, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, took the grapes and said, "Bismillah," in the name of Allah, before eating, a phrase that intrigued Ataz. Curious, Ataz asked who he was. Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, introduced himself as the Prophet of Allah and spoke kindly, asking Ataz about his hometown Nineveh. When Ataz confirmed his origins, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, mentioned the prophet Jonah, Yunus, who was sent to Nineveh, saying, "He was my brother, a prophet like me." This connection astonished Ataz, who recognized the truth in Prophet Muhammad's, peace be upon him, words. Moved by his gentleness and knowledge, Ataz declared his faith in Islam, reportedly kissing Prophet Muhammad's, peace be upon him, hands or head in reverence. This interaction is significant because, even in his moment of despair, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, engaged Ataz with warmth, curiosity, and respect, turning a simple act of receiving food into a meaningful exchange. His ability to connect with a stranger from a different faith, despite his own suffering, exemplifies his compassion. Before returning to Mecca, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, faced another challenge. Meccan custom required someone entering the city to have a tribal protector, but his status was precarious after Abu Talib's death. As he rested near Taif, he sent Zayd to seek protection from several Meccan notables. Most refused, wary of antagonizing the Quraysh. Finally, Mudai bin Adi, a respected but non-Muslim leader, agreed to offer Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, protection, allowing him to safely return to Mecca. On his way back, tradition holds that Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, had a spiritual experience, the night of the Jinn, where a group of Jinn spiritual beings listened to him recite the Quran and accepted Islam. This event, while supernatural, is cited in some sources, for instance in Quran 46:29-32, as a moment of divine consolation after the rejection at Taif. Stay tuned, because we're diving deeper into the fascinating story of Prophet Muhammad's, peace be upon him, Night of the Jinn in our next video on knowing about Islam. You won't want to miss it. The Taif incident was a turning point. Though it seemed like a failure at the time, it demonstrated Prophet Muhammad's, peace be upon him, unwavering commitment to his mission and his extraordinary mercy. His prayer for Taif was answered in later years. After the conquest of Mecca in 630 CE, the Thaqif tribe of Taif voluntarily embraced Islam, and the town became a significant center of Muslim learning. Descendants of the people who stoned Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, became devout Muslims, fulfilling his hopeful prayer. The story also highlights Prophet Muhammad's, peace be upon him, humility. In his moment of despair, he turned to Allah, reportedly supplicating, "O Allah, to you I complain of my weakness, my lack of resources, and my lowliness before men. O most merciful, you are the Lord of the weak, and you are my Lord. To whom will you entrust me? If you are not angry with me, I care not for anything else." This prayer, recorded in Ibn Hisham, reflects his trust in God and his focus on spiritual purpose over worldly success. The Taif incident illustrates Prophet Muhammad's, peace be upon him, character under extreme adversity. His refusal to curse his attackers, his prayer for their guidance, and his kindness to Ataz reveal a man who embodied forgiveness, patience, and empathy, even when he had every reason to despair or retaliate. For Muslims, this story is a model of how to respond to rejection and hostility with grace, reflecting the Quranic principle of repelling evil with good, Quran 41:34. It also underscores his role as a universal prophet, connecting with people like Ataz across cultural and religious divides. If you found this story inspiring, please give it a thumbs up, like, and subscribe to Knowing About Islam for more uplifting content about the life of Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and other meaningful Islamic stories. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated.